Hello everyone, welcome to the session 2 of macroeconomic. In this session, we'll actually do two videos. Here is the first one on goods market. So this is the first graph. It's not the most, well, it's one of the most basic one, but it's not the one that he will actually ask you. How do you read it? We have price over quantity demanded and with supply demand and of course the intersection called the equilibrium. Let's take example of apple, of the food apple. Imagine there's one apple, very expensive, of course. Since it's very expensive, the price is high and the quantity demanded is low. And at the other side, if there's a lot of apple, the quantity demanded is high, but the price is low due to its quality. So this is how actually you read it. Then we have these main formulas. The first one, Z equal to C plus I plus G, is for closed market. It's not the formula you're gonna use, but it's still good to know it. Basically, it's the one in, let's say, North Korea, in which there's no import, neither export. And then we have Z equal to C plus I plus G plus X minus IM import. So very important, remember that it's minus IM. This formula is more important because it's in the open market. So in basically every country in which we have export and import. And we also have the three bars for the equal sign. It's not that important to remember it. It's just to show that one side is equal to the other side in a macroeconomic way. So you can, even though if you put two bars, it's completely fine. So what does each of them mean? First of all, Z is the total demand. It's actually what a country have. Then C is the consumption. Let's take my example, Tristan. So imagine that I'm consuming, it's basically what I'm consuming, let's say for a month. So my renting, then I'm paying for my groceries, for restaurants, for, I don't know, transportations. So this is my consumption. Then we have investments. Investments is more on a company scale, what a company invests. So on factories, on stocks, this is the investments. Then government spendings. Let's take the example of France. So government spending for France is, I don't know, have free healthcare, um, infrastructures, schools, and creation of airports. So this is basically what government spends. And then exports and imports. Exports, basically, I'm France and I'm exporting baguette and foie gras and cheeses to another country. Import minus import, very important. Import is basically what the other country is importing to my country. So Germany with pretzel, beers, and many more, of course. And let now we have good market equilibrium. A very very important thing. Always remember that y is equal to z. It's just like 1 plus 1 is equal to 2. Don't think too much. Remember that y is equal to z because you will always but always use it in the exercise. And yep, then we have yd equal to y minus t. So it's disposable income equal to the output or income minus tax. Let's retake the example of myself. Imagine that I have 1,000 euros of salaries minus tax, which is 100 euros. At the end, my disposable income is 900 euros. So disposable income basically is the money that I have after tax. Then we have private savings. Private savings, a very simple notion as well, is what I actually have after my consumption. So disposable income, YD, minus what I consume. So with the example of transportation, of food, of what did I say again? Renting, etc., and groceries. So private saving is just what's left after tax and all my consumptions. Then we have public savings. Public savings is more on a governmental scale. So it's the tax minus the government spendings. Public savings can be positive or negative, but most of the case is positive. Let's say, of course, government is receiving tax from its citizens, and after they're gonna spend it on, I don't know, infrastructures, on just public stuffs. So this is government spendings, but it can also be negative. Let's take the example of COVID. Imagine during COVID, people are still paying their taxes, maybe a little bit less because they have less money. So I'm the French government. I receive tax from my citizens, but now I want to spend it for, of course, for the people. So it's the government spendings. still on airports, I don't know, on trains, on infrastructures, but now plus the vaccines, free foods, more healthcare, building more hospitals. So of course the government spending will go up, and since government spending is higher than tax, then the public savings will be negative. And finally, investment. Investment, as you can see on the formula, is basically private savings plus public savings. Voila. So here is one of the main exercise in the midterm. I'll say that I'm pretty sure you'll have it because every year is the same one. Well, of course, with different numbers. Just remember that y is equal to z because it's the market equilibrium. As I said, 1 plus 1 equals 2. So basically, y is equal to z. So with the main formula that I gave before, z equal to c plus I plus g plus x minus im, you're gonna use this. Of course, there's not x and im in this exercise, but it's fine. You can still use the formula and then just replace it with the numbers. Remember also YD, disposable income, equal to Y minus T. So then you're gonna put it inside and just switch it with equation, find the answer. And since Y is equal to Z, this is very important. So you can still always switch Y and Z. And at the end, we'll find an answer. And that's all. You'll find numbers for each of them. And for the graph, of course, Y is equal to Z. So it's just basically the same thing. You just graph it and have y at the same level as z. And finally, for private saving, public saving, the same formula. So this is all for the beginning of this chapter. Thank you very much.